Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans, just naked Ireland. Today's Naked Ireland takes us to the beautiful Hill of Tara in County Meath. It's autumn and a bit cloudy, but I think it's still quite nice. And greeting us as we come up from the car park is glorious St. Patrick, dear saint of our isle. Of course, St. Patrick is reputed to have come here in the 5th century, 433, at a point when Christianity was new in Ireland, and legend has it that he tried to convert the High King, Lyra, to Christianity using the shamrock as a metaphor for the Holy Trinity. But that's a whole other story, and contemporary by comparison to this place's true archaeological significance. This complex of hills and man-made earthworks, some of which dates back as far as 3350 BC, was the seat of the Irish High Kings. It was an ancient burial site, but also a ceremonial site where kings were inaugurated. It dates from the Neolithic to the Iron Age, and while the contours of this land might look fairly unremarkable by today's standards, as far as I'm aware, there weren't many hydraulic earthmovers or diggers available to Stone Age man. So how this place was configured was anyone's guess, years of hard work by many people, which alludes to the fact that this place would have been regarded as important by our ancestors. Without appreciating the primitive tools available to people more than 5,000 years ago, you could easily write this place off as just a big golf course. It also resembles an ancient battlefield, perhaps in France, where trench warfare had been deployed, and in fact this place has been the site of battles. In relatively modern times, the United Irishmen were defeated here by English soldiers in 1798. These troughs mark this high ground out as a royal enclosure. Unfortunately, the ground itself is suffering a bit due to too many visitors, and it's being worn away in places, something that the caretakers are trying to put right at the moment by roping off some of the areas. The Stone of Destiny, or Lea Foyle, is an example of this. Its roping off prohibits me from standing close to the stone, which is a pity as my paternal grandparents came from this part of Ireland, and legend has it that High Kings of Ireland are identified by the stone roaring with joy when it comes in contact with a true King of Ireland. My royal Irish blood will have to wait for another day to be confirmed. Now interestingly, this place was used as a meeting point by the liberator Daniel O'Connell in 1843 in his cause of the repeal of the Act of Union, and it's said that he gathered close to 1 million people here, one of the largest rallies ever held in Ireland. Bizarrely, a little later, at the very start of the 20th century, the hill was commandeered by a group of people calling themselves the British Israelites, who vandalised the site by digging into several of the monuments in a vain search for the Ark of the Covenant. It was protested by people like Maud Gonne, Arthur Griffiths and W.B. Yeats, who helped put an end to the madness, but not before these people had caused a lot of damage. You'll have to excuse the shaky camera work here, but I've speeded the film up in the interest of keeping things concise. Now while we're taking in the site, this would be a good time for you to like the video if it's been informative or somehow entertaining, and of course please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, that's very important. Lots of you watch these films religiously but don't subscribe, so do me a massive favour on this occasion and hit the subscribe button. And hit the bell icon too to get an alert each week when I upload a new video, otherwise you may miss something. And if you're mad about the Naked Ireland channel, you can now donate too by buying me a pint. Just follow the link in the second paragraph of the description below the video, and that'll take you straight to the donation page. It's really easy and it's so appreciated. We're now arriving at the oldest part of the Hill of Tara. This is the Mound of the Hostages and dates from between 3350 and 2800 BC. It's a passage tomb, not unlike the one we saw in a previous film at Newgrange, which isn't far from here, but it's not as big as that one. However, the passage that we see in front of us does have the same alignment with the sun on the winter solstice. It's estimated that 250 to 500 bodies have been buried here in the Neolithic period. In the Bronze Age, more burials took place until capacity became a problem, and after that, bodies came to be buried in the mound outside. And here we see that the area was the enclosure of the kings. The artefacts that have been found with bodies here, decorated bead necklaces, pottery, and a bronze knife, suggest that the burials here were prestigious. So this whole place is absolutely steeped in history, from our early ancestors in the 3rd century before Christ, right up to our relatively recent St. Patrick, and from the Battle of the United Irishmen to Daniel O'Connell's own endeavours to secure freedoms for Irish countrymen. Finally, we take a quick look at the lovely old St. Patrick's Church, the graveyard of which sits on part of the ancient site. The church is now a visitor centre, and perhaps not looking its best. But there's a lovely calm atmosphere in this churchyard, full of Irish yews and interesting graves. I recommend a walk around here as part of your visit to the Hill of Tara. Now you can just see the undulating profile of the land here, which indicates that this was all once part of the same ancient complex of monuments. The church is a relatively recent addition to the landscape here after all. But this is a great last opportunity to appreciate the beauty of this remarkable Irish landmark, a location commanding, for its rulers, views across the Kingdom of Ireland for millennia. I hope you've enjoyed visiting Tara, and I'll see you all again soon in the next Naked Ireland video.